So this is us, and as you can see from our t-shirts, we are Girls Supporting Girls, and our tagline is female, educated, and empowered.
One reason why educating girls is so important because it gives them economic power, and we know from the statistics that when you educate a girl, she not only improves her life, but she improves the life of her family and her village, and in fact, even the GDP of her entire country when girls are educated. But in addition, she now is viewed with more respect. She has the ability to have a more equal partnership with her spouse. She is regarded in the village in a different way as more of an equal. And by educating girls, you give them autonomy and control over their lives.
And that was one of our founders and former board members, Diana Kenworthy. And she's speaking to our inspiration for our organization. As Dr. Evans spoke so eloquently about during his keynote address, and I'm sure so many of you feel since you're attending this event on a Saturday, girls are the key to improving so many of the problems in the world. Educating girls can make a positive change, and not just on a very tiny level of just making a girl feel amazing about herself for being able to read, for being able to do math, for being able to do things that she couldn't do before she stepped into a classroom. But on a bigger level, it can improve her family's life. It can improve the quality of life in her village, in her community, and it can even improve the quality of life in her country. And that is why we have decided to dedicate ourselves to really focusing on girls and their access to education. Oh, there we go. 1 in 5 adults in the world can't read or write, and 2/3 of these adults are actually women. These are a lot of statistics, and Dr. Evans shared some as well, but these numbers are chilling. And again, part of the reason and our inspiration for making sure that we ensure that as many girls as possible have access to schools, to education, and to the chance to improve their own lives. These are our 3 founders, 3 women in Chicago who met while trying to get a new playground for their neighborhood. And while they were working on that project, they connected and started talking and realizing that they also cared a lot about girls and school and education. And through that neighborhood connection of seeing each other at neighborhood meetings, they decided to take the step to improve education access for girls around the world. These are our founders, and this is what we want to do. We want to try to erase the gender barriers that we see in education by local means. We work here in Chicago with after-school programs and our own school curriculum that we developed to teach kids about the barriers that their peers face around the world. And we try to go directly into countries and make sure that girls can get to school more easily. So a little bit about what we do. You wanna go ahead?
Hi, so GSG has also developed a curriculum to not only help girls around the world, but empower our girls and our kids in our community to think globally and to think about how to help communities outside our own. So with help of teachers in our board, we developed a curriculum to take to local schools so they can use as like after school programs to teach kids what is it to live in other places in the world and what obstacles, especially girls, face when they don't have access to education. Through this, kids not only get informed, educated, but also empowered as a means to how do a child gets involved and help in this help these communities to build schools and give girls education. So, there's so much of this that comes down to money and having big efforts abroad. But by doing some of these classes that we do after school, kids understand that they can fundraise, they can be educated, they can involve their friends, their teachers, their family to do small community efforts to empower girls around the world. So we have donated in local schools, both public and private, and kids have created and come up with their own ideas for fundraising to bring support to girls around the world in big schools outside of Chicago and the United States.
So that is our local aspect. That is what we do here in our own hometown of Chicago to make sure that we are linking our global ideas, our global work, and our global mission to people and kids right here at home. We also work with international partners to help us do what we do around the world. We are, I don't know if we've mentioned this yet, and that's probably my bad. We are an all-volunteer organization. We are just a group of women who decided that this is something we are passionate about and that we want to try to make better. So as volunteers, we do not have, a lot of international infrastructure and the ability to ship building materials all around the world to construct schools. So we have made the choice to work with international organizations to help us build the schools, to help us construct our schools around the world. One of our international partners is called Schools for Sloan. And with them, we improve access to education by taking care of the school fees for girls who are attempting to go to school. Ooh, it looks like I clicked through a little too fast. Sorry. We pay these school fees that Dr. Evans was talking about in his keynote address that are often a barrier for many families when they are trying to send their girls to school. We take care of school fees if there are any, uniform fees, bicycles if they have to travel long distances. And that just helps girls who want to get to school, who want to go there. And it's just that money is keeping them from doing that. The second partner that we have is Room to Read, and we worked with them in a couple of different countries in Sri Lanka and Cambodia to build a middle school and then also to add on classrooms in an existing school as well as a library. Oh, there we go. All right. Sorry, guys. Technical difficulties. It is not clicking through all of a sudden. There we go. Okay. Sorry, we figured it out now. This was Sri Lanka. Like I said, we worked with Room to Read to expand a school there, add more classrooms, and then also add a library that was stocked with books in the language of the students at the school so that they could become literate in their own native language first before adding on literacy in English. Our current global partner is the organization Build On. And
He's doing
I know.
weird things.
It's doing. We'll see if it.
Oh, okay. Maybe do that one again.
All right.
Maybe no. Oh,
There we go. Build On builds schools in countries around the world, and we have worked with them to build 9 schools in places around the world. Some of the places that we have built with Build On are Malawi, Haiti, Guatemala, Senegal, and Nepal. And so we have worked to build schools with them there around the world. I'm sorry. Are you guys seeing like the weird dots that are coming up on our screen? Is it, or are you guys seeing the full picture? Because my computer's doing weird things.
Do you mean like the little square dots that are coming?
Yes, the little
Yeah,
picture.
it's fine. But it's
Okay.
fine. It's all, this is fantastic. Thank you.
I'm so sorry.
Like we're painting as we go.
I know, it's like we're revealing it to you just in little bits and pieces, just to keep your interest going. So they are our partner in the actual construction of schools in the countries, like I said, that around the world. And one of the amazing things about Build On is that they allow us to go with them to these countries, to the communities where our schools are being built. And we have the opportunity to visit our community. We have the opportunity to participate in groundbreaking ceremonies and live and work in the community to help dig the foundation for the school, to help dig the latrines that the students are going to use, to help and work alongside the community so that it is a partnership and it is not just a group of people throwing money at a situation and hoping that that fixes it. We also, as partners with Build On, ensure that the community has women represented at the work site and that women are working alongside the men in the village to help build the school. And every community, in order to have a school built, has to sign a pledge that the school will remain open to girls all of the time, and that at least 50% to make sure that there is a 50-50 ratio of girls and boys in the school. We also work with them to fund adult literacy programs, and I'm going to go ahead and let Jalika talk a little more about that.
So the beauty of this program is that, you know,